Okay. Supposedly I'm live, so we shall see. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good midnight, wherever you are. I know I'm 3 minutes earlier than scheduled. Okay, let me just get a few things ready. It's very weird. This time again, hello everyone. It's been over a month and 10 days since my last stream. And the back end is different again. I just don't understand YouTube. Hello. Last time when I clicked go live, I actually have to go into YouTube and then confirm the go live and it goes live. This time I just click on my software on my computer and it goes live. And it seems like there is never absolution about what maneuver would make what happen. So I probably will never figure it out. Hello everyone. So let me see the names of people. Hello from wherever you are on this planet. Hello from Europe, from Spain, from US, from everywhere. I hope like for most of the people, wherever you are, where it celebrates Christmas, that you're kind of, maybe you're still working, maybe you don't have to. Like schools should be already done, right? If you're working, depends on what your boss is doing. And then if you're in Asia, like a lot of countries that just do not celebrate Christmas, you're still working. If you're a student, you're probably trying to figure out the end of the term stuff, so good luck. Lebanon, wow. Texas, Florida, India, Mexico, Italy, Scotland, Canada, yeah, Philippines, Germany, Holland, wow. France. Maybe one day I'd be able to collect like all the country names on my channel. That would be cool. I don't have cold. I may just sound a little bit low pitched in the morning. That's it. Usually. Because I haven't really spoken to anyone yet today. So my voice is pretty much, hasn't been used. Later it will get higher pitch and then towards evening it will get lower again. It's just what happens. Kenya, Nepal, Switzerland. Lockdown London. Oh, yeah, for people who are in England, hey? Mutation and very contagious new versions of COVID. 2020, come on, just end. Seattle, Washington, D.C., wow. Sweden. Yeah, Philippines, Boston, so many different places. I mean, like pretty much like every other of my streams, there really is no like set topics, and this is the end of the year, so this is the last stream of 2020. And we're close to the end of the year, we're close to the holiday. And there's so many freaking Chinese dramas ongoing that I just can't. I can't even manage to check. I don't have time to click on every one of them, because if I want to watch all the dramas that are on my list, I literally have to have my iPad running like every single moment that I am awake during the day. Like even when I'm going to the toilet, it still has to be on, because there are that many dramas that are just updating every day like crazy. I'm like, whoa, slow down. This entire year has been like this, but December is just, everybody is kind of like as if there's no tomorrow, hey? Wisconsin, Poland. Yeah, people in North America probably has some places have got some good amount of snow. Because yesterday there was a lot in Winnipeg. Whew. Nigeria, Hungary, Indonesia. Yeah, 注意安全. Everybody, yeah. Be extra careful. What dramas am I currently watching? Pretty much like, okay, so there are a couple I'm not watching. I mean, like, there are dramas I want to watch, but I haven't clicked it open yet. So, I haven't checked out Like a Flowing River 2 yet, although it's out now. I need to. But I'm not sure when, because right now I have a few things I need to do before the end of the year. So I have to put priority on that. And when I get time to be able to watch dramas, I'll squeeze dramas in. But like the end of the year edit, this year is crazy. I started my timeline on the 3rd, December, the 3rd this month. So it's been 19 days. I still haven't done the entire sort of framework of that edit. And last night I spent 2 hours and I managed to push it further on the timeline for 0.8 seconds. So I'm like, I need to watch a lot of dramas, but I just don't have time right now. I need to get an edit down before the end of the year, because that's the whole point, right? 2020 drama edit. It needs to get down. That's the priority. And I just like, this year is crazy. Gary. So I'm watching You Fei, Legend of Fei. I'm watching Forever Love by Sui Zhihao. I am watching the Dear Missy. I've started it because it kind of happened yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. Yeah, yesterday. So I've started it. I haven't checked Flowing River yet. I've given up on the Qing Empire. What else? I know there are a couple that's like other dramas. I probably should just give it a try. And I don't know. Yeah, and also Merry Christmas to everyone who is celebrating Christmas. Burning River, yes, Burning River, I am watching it. I forgot because the drama updates like only how many episodes? 4 episodes? Is it? Is it 4? 4? 6 per week? Can't remember. Anyway, it's not a lot. So, and also they've opened the paying for, you know, like a week ahead thing, which I really hate for the drama platforms. So I'm not supporting that. Therefore, I'm watching it behind the latest number of updates for that drama. I think it's right now it's up to episode 14 if you pay money. But anyway, so I'm watching that one. So how many am I watching already? Yeah, so for holiday people, you can definitely binge stuff. 1.5 speed will save your time. Yeah. At certain places, like when I feel this whole chunk of like plot is just like information, you know, like they're just throwing out information. There's nothing that's worth watching performance-wise. I will speed it up, and then when it gets to the parts that's slower, worth watching the performance, I'll slow it. But I try not to speed up things unless it's absolutely necessary, because it does reduce, you know, your enjoyment, because it just doesn't happen in real time and you can't 100% get the performance. Burning River is okay. It's actually okay. It's different from what you expect probably, because I think the entire thing is like one case. Instead of like different episodes, different cases. It's like one big case that has many, many layers. So you have to, like, one thing leads to another. And it's filmed in Chongqing again. So Chongqing, my hometown, is now Chinese drama land official Gotham, where crimes happen, where murders happen, where weird people collect, where all the bad things, like the worst things you can imagine about, just takes place there. Good for city's reputation, hey? Everyone goes to Chongqing to film a crime drama. I just like, okay, fine. I highly suspect it is because the food is so good that the crew just want to go there because they're gonna live like 2-3 months there. you know, if every other city kind of like costs the same amount of money, maybe we should just go to Chongqing because the food at least will be good. This is what I'm guessing. Or maybe it's just like they've tasted it before and they're like, yeah, next time go to Chongqing again because other cities just don't have food that good. I don't know. So everyone now is in Chongqing. I haven't even watched The Wolf because like for all the dramas that gets dumped out in one go, it's pretty much like the platform has given it up. It's like they have to air it because they've spent money buying it, but then they're not looking forward to much because if you air something like that, right, it's just gonna kill its discussion rate online. It's not a good way to air stuff. But well, what can we say? K-dramas. I don't now, or this hardly like 1 or 2 a year. Not because I don't want to, because I don't have time. So for everyone asking me, like, do you watch other dramas? If I can manage, I try, but I don't have time. It's like there's enough Chinese drama for me to go through and haven't watched. It's just one person. Thank you, Hams, for saying looking pretty today. You Complete Me is actually pretty good. Yeah, I need to catch up with that one because I was watching it up to episode what? And then I was too busy. So I put it on hold. I will go back to check it. I have to. I have to remember. No. People from Singapore enjoying the worst dramas of 2020. Yeah, but my list is so personal, right? And there are other dramas I think that are really bad, but just because I haven't even like looked at it at all, so everything I talked about are at least some the dramas I've taken a peek, like for at least a couple of episodes, if not the whole thing. So there are dramas I've heard that are really bad, but then, you know, I haven't even watched it. I'm like, okay, so I'm not gonna talk about them. Tencent Awards? No, I didn't, because I was asleep. Time lag. And then when I wake up, I have other things to do. Yeah, there's hardly enough time. End of the year, right? Crazy amount of drama, crazy amount of film, although, you know, I can't watch them because they're not in my cinemas. And crazy amount of awards and ceremonies and stuff. And for like live stream for ceremonies, they're always boring because they're like 3-4 hours long and people are just walking around and it's just like really embarrassing. Like sometimes you feel like they're all just like waiting for it to end and for all the stars sitting and with their, you know, like wrapped up and shaking because it's so cold and they have to wear those ridiculous costumes. Chongqing Hot Pot, Chen Kun. I think I know that one. I can't remember if I watched it. Probably not, but I know. K-dramas. Yeah, K-dramas generally speaking has a higher average, I'd say, quality than Chinese dramas because Chinese drama just has too much crap in it. So like when you average it out, it's not in the favor. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. Let me just read through your comments. Nirvana 3. I don't know, like, because I haven't got any confirmation about Nirvana in Fire 3 in terms of what it would be. I am curious, for sure. I think it's probably the only scriptwriter these days that I can be 100% sure that probably can produce a good work, plus Wang Juan, but then Wang Juan, I'm not that sure. Hai Yan is good at controlling the... And also Zhongwu Yangguang, you know, because of their sort of... the flag of being the most sort of production quality oriented company, probably wouldn't let really crappy stuff to be made. But there's a long way to go because they only said they've got the script down, but they haven't said anything about like casting, about what type of, I don't know. Maybe it's still a long way because they have other projects I think they've had kind of planned. This is not the one that they're gonna do immediately after. Chinese singer No, I haven't heard about rumors 小展人命. Not at all. I don't know where that comes from. Will burn themselves out. Probably, hey? 2022. If it can live to 2022. I have a feeling like by the end of next year, it's gonna be like, you know, too much. Stop. We're not gonna make any BL dramas anymore. I don't know. There's gonna be like 7, 8, 10. I can't even remember the number next year. So holy, let's get ready, hey? One BL drama per month probably would be possible next year. I have new ex, dear Nia, and I don't tell you my real name because I talk about Chinese dramaland, and it's a high risk thing to do. If you know Chinese fandom and social media, holy moly, hey? Nirvana 102. Yeah, definitely I'll put it on 3. For sure. 3 goat wine. Somebody asked something about, let me think earlier on. 天官赐福 Dreamcast. I'm actually not, like I said, I think you have to find the right 谢莲 first, and then you find the perfect 花城 for it. It's kind of, to me, it feels like that. If you can decide who 谢莲 is, then it totally depends on that to find a perfect fit. I haven't finished reading the whole novel, but now I know pretty much like 80% of what the novel is about and all its structure. And I feel like it's pretty much like a road movie. It's like 2 people go on a journey, right? And then, yeah, it does talk about like previous lifetimes, what they've experienced. But pretty much it's they just continuously encounter stuff. And then gets to one place and solve one problem, and leads to another place, solve another problem, and pretty much throughout the whole thing they're happy. And they are the thing about 天官赐福, okay, that makes me feel it would be fun to read at certain parts, but the entire sort of the setup of the 2 characters are, I don't have a very strong sort of interest in them, is both of them are so powerful and safe in their own ways that they never really get threatened. I mean, 谢莲, yes, his life is pretty effed up, but like the fact that he can't die, right? I know, like he suffers a lot, but the fact is he can die is like you take out the biggest threat to the character is yeah, whatever shit happens to him, you know, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna live to the end of the day. And I'm like, okay. And then for Hua Cheng, it's like, as long as his ashes are still, you know, like not destroyed, he's gonna be around forever too. So it's pretty much like 2 people who are super powerful in their own ways, just having a good time. Although like their previous, you know, like experiences are effed up, but it doesn't matter because they kind of didn't disappear or get destroyed and never come back. You know, like yeah, dies and come back in other forms, still having the intact memory of whatever and superpowers. So I'm like, they're just having such a good time and being so easy. Like their journey is so, it's fun, but like I will never be able to fully empathize with somebody who is just like immortal, like 100%. Like I don't quite understand. I mean, you know, like if it's your like a choice for you, right? Like if it's possible for me, right? Like to live a life like that, although it's very effed up, but you continue living forever, then like all the effed up thing to you kind of becomes meaningless. Like, yeah, it sucks at the time, but don't worry, because later it's gonna be fine. So it's fun to watch, but I'm not sure like I'm gonna be like very sort of, I personally am not a huge fan of the story and the characters. So for real people, you need to find a really good 谢莲. I mean, a lot of people want a Lu Han to play, And I would agree he would sue a lot, but he's also at the age I think he would never want to take on that kind of role anymore. He probably is aiming at moving on from it. And I don't know who else would be the best choice. Who would, like, at least, you know, like, good looking, but appear to be quite fragile to an extent. But then you have to believe that this person is so strong and like it's just indestructible in other ways. Our hot watch about kids going for sure. I can tell you hard for watch review. Oh, you're welcome. Century, I can't pronounce your name, sorry, for the bad kids. I want to be immortal. Yeah, 天官赐福 anime is in a lot of trouble because it keeps getting like picked at by people because there's so many people watching it and saying, oh, this sequence copies that animation. I think the recent episode 9 is because it has a sequence that's pretty much like exact same timing and camera angle as to the very famous, I can't remember the English name, the other anime. So wow, there's so much anger on the internet. People are very easily provoked these days. So for animation, that is something they need to sort out, because I think from the first day they aired the animation, they've had quite a few of such things. Either there's stuff in their opening sequence music that has copied from other people's drawing, or it's like the camera work within the anime. Who knows? And also, like, for 天官赐福, for live action, it has to be good actors. That's the thing. So you first have to pick the ones who can act to a standard that's acceptable. I mean, there are people who are very pretty, a lot of pretty faces, but a lot of pretty faces can't really act. And this character is so complicated, right? And at certain, like, they have to have an outward appearance, but then they have to have a layer behind that, and also like even another layer behind that. So if a pretty face cannot pull off that acting, it wouldn't be able to. So like, I would always say acting comes first, and then, you know, whether you fit the character. I would not make a list of dramas to look forward in 2021, because you never know what drama can air in 2021. It's kind of useless. So I have given up. Like, 2020 has taught everyone watching Chinese drama is like, anything can drop tomorrow and they would not even tell you. Or anything that would drop tomorrow can stop airing tomorrow. They still wouldn't. Like, this is what happens with Chinese drama. And so, like, I can like say, okay, those are the dramas I want to see, but probably like 80% of the stuff that I make in the video is not gonna happen the way you expect it to. So we just sit there and wait for stuff to fall. That's the best mentality for all Chinese drama viewers, is like, do not keep your hope high up for anything until the day it actually airs. You already ask like cross-dressing. It's too far ahead. First they need to, I don't know, get a cast ready. They're still they're probably still doing that. Oh, okay, so like, I've talked about something that I've already talked about. So I know this is live stream, so if you come now, you didn't hear what I've said before. But I'll just talk about stuff that I haven't talked about yet. Fan means Win the World will ever air? I highly doubt. Even if it does happen, right? By the time it happens, it will become irrelevant. And like I said, it's a really bad idea to portray Qing Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, in any light that is too far away from the recorded history. You know, like, it's almost like there's a jinx with it. It's like, if you, right, try to mess up that part of the history, like we call it Zulong, the ancestor dragon. Because Qin Shi Huang has this, whatever, you know, you can call it superstition or whatever. But he is not a normal person, like, for what he has accomplished. And there's, like, just weird energy surrounding everything. If you want to, like, so screw up the history and not portray it in any respectful way, and thinking it's just something you can play with to make money, karma. I don't know. It's just a bad idea to screw up the Qing dynasty in general for some weird reason. There's, like, mystical power. Xu Kai. Yeah. Are you talking about Xu Kai playing which one? Dating in the Kitchen, I watched half of it and stopped. Love So Romantic. What's the Chinese name? Was someone talking about Shi Qingxuan? Shi Qingxuan, yeah, the cross-dressing person from Tianguan Cifu. Toxic fandoms, I mean, there's been talking about it, but I don't know, like, how policy-wise it can be. Like, how can you design it to make sure? You know, the easiest thing is every social media requires real person name. That's the thing. If we want to end internet toxicity all over the world, you just need to do one thing, is for whatever platform, you have to be real you, your name. So everyone is fair, right? What's your real name? What's your real picture? Once you have that, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, any social media YouTube, if it's a forced thing, like everyone has to do it, right? Then it's solved. Like, most of the toxicity will go away because people are not stupid, right? Like, they know they can get away with stuff, therefore they are so bad. But once they know they can't, you know, they'll shut up. That's it. But would that happen? No, because all the social media platforms want people to click on. They want hate, they want anger, they want all those negative emotion, because those things make the click rate, right? People like to discuss, like to read stuff, like to get into it. It's just the kind of biological thing of human, is we are kind of like addicted to negative stuff. And it gets, the more view counts and the more advertising money, or it's like you want to force Twitter, Weibo, or Facebook to give up on that. And no, like Google to give up on that money. So yeah, it's easy to solve that, but it's just not gonna happen. I don't know. The easiest one is everybody use their real name and it's done. It will be good. What can we do? And just, like, I can't even imagine like Weibo would ever agree to do that, because like their income depends on people being nasty to each other. That's it. They survive on that. If they if they make that impossible, they're dead. I've heard that one. Isn't that Yu Shuxing is gonna be a guest star? I think that's a drama where she's gonna be a guest star. I don't know. I don't know if I can get around. I can't promise anything. Golden hairpin. I don't know, it hasn't aired yet. We'll see. It looks kind of expensive and nice. It's definitely a higher production quality drama in Legend of Fei, okay? Just the camera work and the costume, you can tell. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly talk about a few dramas I'm watching right now. I will make later reviews, but probably into January, just because I don't have time to do it now. Let me just quickly go through first the other things people are talking about. Hey, go get her. Okay, so I'm watching Legend of Fate, and I've already made that ranting video about its camera work, but it's on Bilibili, and I can't put it really on YouTube because it uses the drama's footage too much. It's gonna get copyright strike probably, but it's on Bilibili and it's in Chinese. Sorry, because when I rent, right? But it's basically just talking about the camera work. But now, if we do not talk about that, this drama is very much like a money laundry project for Tencent, which is they pick a big IP they know a lot of people are going to watching, because Priest novel is her only kind of BG 江湖武侠 novel. So it's a big IP plus actors and actresses having high traffic, big number fandom like Zhao Liying and Wang Yibo. And that's what they want to do, is put all that together and make a production as cheaply as possible, but then fake how much money on the paper they've spent. Through that, they probably can do some like, this is my guessing is what they've done, because I couldn't find the actual number out anywhere about exactly how much money is the budget of producing Legend of Fate. I've heard like 5 different versions of it. And I'm like, and each version is like more money than the previous. I'm like, I don't know, like I can't confirm the source of like what's the cost of making that drama. But I have a strong feeling is no matter what the number is, the number that that's gonna end up on Tencent's sort of report, right, is gonna be actually much bigger than the number they've actually spent. Because if you look at like the drama, like from everything, costume, the sets, camera work, lighting, it's like they try to cut a corner at every place possible, and hiring the most incompetent team to do all the works, so that probably, you know, it's cheap, so that money laundering. For most of the drama reviewers, we probably silently or openly agree that's probably what they've done. And in terms of why certain actors, right, take up those projects if they know it actually is like that, either they got lied to, so in the beginning they didn't know it's like that, or it could be because a lot of like actors agencies and platforms have long-term contract of you know, doing works for whatever, so there might be a certain kind of situation of like you have to pay back a favor, or maybe you've signed up something like I have to promise after doing this, like then the next how many projects or whatever, like I'm gonna do for your platform. It could totally happen like that. It's very common. So for whatever reason, I was never gonna find out this drama happened this way with those actors, and you can just tell it's just made to cut the 割韭菜, right? Cut the chives of the fandom of the people. And for all the people who do not know those two actors or the original work, they probably will never check this drama. If they do, they will just gonna go like, what the heck is this? But you know, it's totally aimed at that market, and whether it has other functions, like I said, of, you know, making a book looking good for Tencent, I'm guessing it has all those elements in it. It's just sad, right? Like, it's the only work from Priest of that particular nature, and this is the version they end up with. I think Priest is lucky in terms of her work just keeps getting adapted, right, to screen. But she's unlucky so far in terms of the production quality of her work. I mean, Guardian, apart from the 2 leading actors and a couple of other, you know, supporting roles, and probably a couple of departments of that production that really like the original novel, okay? Everything else is like crap. And then Legend of Fate. I can't even, like, I don't want to talk too much about it because I will talk about it in the review, but also the script writing is of Legend of Fate is like things just do not make logical sense. Again, it's like thing A should lead to thing B, not like the B happens and then A. Like everything has to have that like logical sequences. And in this drama, there are a lot of things that just doesn't, when you think about it, there's like wait, it does not make sense if it happens this way. But and also I think this drama has like 9 different script writers. Legend of Fae has nine like named script writers. So like, how does that work? Everybody writes like what, 4 episodes and 5 episodes and put it together. So that's the drama I've been watching now, and yeah, I just it's just like really rent worthy. The other one is Forever Love. It's a romantic drama, only 24 episodes, also on Tencent, and probably will never get big. Just because of the nature of it, and nobody is super famous in the castings now, right? Later, I can't say. Next year, probably this drama will get revisited by a lot of people if Saya comes out. But right now, it probably will not get to a big viewership. But it's a pretty well-made BG romantic contemporary drama. So if you like this type of drama, like genre, you can definitely go into it. I'm very happy with it so far. The scriptwriter is on the, like, if you go to Baidu, it's on the page. Or if you look at, I think, the ending credits, because it rolls all the names. If you stop at the right place, you can find that. There are 9 people. 9 people writing this drama. Why? Like, is it like 500 episodes? Well, do you need 9 people for it? Huh. Who knows? Can you sing love song in live? No, I don't want to. It's a quite stupid song, and I think I wrote it like in one morning, probably 2-3 hours, because I have to type out all the love, and then I figure out like what are the ones that I can put in the song and how I can arrange it, and then once I've written the lyrics, I try to just mentally sing it, see what music fits it, and then I did it. Like, so it's really, really rough, okay? And I got somebody on Fiverr to make me the backing track, because I don't know how to make it. So I spent money making that song, although it's like really, really, really rough. And then I didn't bother to sing it perfectly. Because I have to edit like the actual script. The text subtitles on that jumping and stuff takes a lot of time, so I was just like, I just sing the most rough version. There's so many dramas with love, again, like I said, Oath of Love, Forever Love, like love is like, I can't even remember which love is which Chinese title. Thank you for Callie Santana for your super chat. Let me just look at your question. How about you get live performance of love song at Christmas gift? Probably not gonna happen for Christmas, just because Christmas is Friday. Friday would be the day I make my weekly video, so I'll be filming my weekly video and edit it so it goes out on Saturday. And also, like, I don't have the lyrics with me right now. I may forget it, because I literally wrote it like in a couple of hours, and then I just sent it the number of times it needed to be recorded, and then never looked at that song again. It's not like a well-written song, you know. It's not like super beautiful or anything. So if you ask me to sing, I may not remember the lyrics right now. I don't care if it's like for Fantastic Ambassador. Oh, cool. I don't care if it's historical or modern. Like, it totally doesn't matter. I just need a good story. It could be happening in the future too. Does not matter. Or on a different planet. I do not pick at that. I just want the good stories. And whatever like genre it's within, and within its own logic and makes sense, then it's fine. Yeah, there are so many, hey, upcoming with love titles. What can we say? Unfortunately, this is the imagination of Chinese translators. the size of a pea. Yummy and her dramas. I can't tell if she likes acting anymore. I think she's just doing it because, you know, it pays well. I think long before, like it happened a long time before that it becomes something that is her way of making her sort of career and money and status in this world, instead of say actually loving acting. This is what I feel from her acting, which is okay, nah, because it hasn't moved at all. It's like it's been stagnant for years in terms of her acting. She's like so consistent. You can copy paste her from her different dramas and it's pretty much the same. And also because she's kind of pretty much in the same type of dramas too. Reading Chinese poetry. Asking for homework. I'm not an expert of writing Chinese poetry because you have to be familiar with the entire rhyme scheme thing, which is very complicated. It depends on what type of poetry you're writing, because 唐诗 and 宋词 are different. 宋词 would follow the 词牌. 唐诗 depends on like whether it's the 律诗 or the 绝句, or you know, like then you have to look at the tones, the pattern, and then you have to rhyme them. So there's a lot of regulations that comes with Chinese poetry writing. I guess you have to be very familiar with that, and then based upon that you have your own creation, because sometimes you can disregard the rules, but it has to be a line that's just like so coming out of like the heaven that it does not matter what regulation it follows. Thank you for appreciating my hard work, Nia. Sounds awesome. Thank you for everybody saying they like the song. If you have fun, you know, it's good, because that whole song, the purpose of it is to make it really fun. Translate better titles and make a song. They're not gonna pay me. Nobody pays me for it. Yeah, I think Yummy at the early stage of her acting, right, it was much better. But I think she decided to go down a different route for it. Like the days when she was Guo Xiang in 神雕侠侣, The Return of the Condor Hero. Back in the days, right? Before she, she took out this part of her. 5000 Bilibili account. Yeah. Although I have Bilibili, I sometimes I feel like I don't know how to run it, because fandoms and also comments in China is so different than what you see on YouTube, and also because I just don't have that much time to get everything. I do so much already. I just like, even if I have Bilibili, sometimes I feel like it's just too much. I haven't figured out a best way of putting stuff out on Bilibili that's consistent. And the rent on Youfei is totally a momentary thing. It's like at the moment I watch that, because the drama is like not good, but I can continue watching it, and I've been watching it up to episode 8. And when that shot happened, I was like, hold on, what the heck? Like, because it's very hard for you, like very rare for me to totally got out of the story because of a camera work, because of the shaking and stuff. I got pulled out. I was like, let me go back and check this shot. And I look at the shot again, I'm like, first time ever pretty much in Chinese dramaland that I've noticed it's not the acting of the actors that is bad, or the editing that is bad, that made me jump out of the story. It's actually the camera work. It's like, that hardly ever happens, even to like the worst type of dramas, you know, like, so I'm like, okay, I have to rant about this. Okay, I got the call. Let me just. Hello? You know what? I think people just find out like you are Chinese somehow, and they have those fake calls. Like I receive it every week. Chinese embassy has something like for you. It's all just like it's been like this for years. I'm so frustrated. Yeah, so this is another fake calling from Chinese embassy that happened on my live stream. And also DHL, because this is DHL, something. I get it like every week. Winter Begonia. You're welcome. Again, Callie. Yeah, Winter Begonia is actually quite surprisingly good. And I think thank heavens for the fact that Yu Zheng didn't bother with changing anything about the script, because the script was done by other people. Like, he didn't stick his hand into it, so it was okay. I like Winter Begonia, but doesn't change my opinion about the producer. He's a joke, and he should be banned from Dramaland. Period. Although probably it's not gonna happen, but that's still my opinion. Oh, my ringtone, it's been there like for over 8 years. It's my ringtone forever. And do you know what the song is? It's by Erhu, and it's called 神经病之歌. The song of of a crazy person, or mentally, you know, like people who are basically yeah, in asylums. Because it's funny. It's two Erhu singing to each other and goes really crazy. Zhang Yimou. Yeah. If you ignore the Great Wall. Matt Damon. Chinese embassy has something for you, or something you have to call back or something, and it's yeah. It's those things that will take the money out of you, whatever. Hi, thank you. Another super chat from Sari. Tether, hopefully it is. Thank you for appreciating my review. I appreciate your super chat too. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so for demonic, 文言文脱离日常口语的。文言文 is more like an ancient way of writing proses, right? Big text. That's like proper sort of writing. It's like a more condensed version of Chinese that nobody uses these days anymore. Producer? You mean Yu Zheng? Yu Zheng's nickname is 死丫头 in China, and yeah, he's just shameless. That's the best word to describe this person. He's shameless. He plagiarizes, he loses cases against him in court about him plagiarizing other people's stuff. He pays the money, he never apologizes, and he still gets around making a lot of stuff. And he is and he's shameless to the point where basically the people who work for him, like because this person put it out on public, is he used to work for the company and under him. And sometimes he would swear on the life, the producer, okay, Yu Zheng, on the life of his own family. It's like, if I did this, right, they will die, that type of thing. But he really, but it's the things that he actually has done the wrong things, but he would swear like that. And his subordinates, the people who work at his company, is like, don't you ever get worried, like, if you say something like that, right? Like, so, like, as if you don't care. And he's like, well, because his real name is Yu Zheng, which is a different Yu and different Zheng. And pronunciation-wise, the tone are different. So, and he had the current name, which is like his working name, Yu Zheng. Pronouncing sounds pretty much the same, but it's a different name. And he would say, you know, it's Yu Zheng, my working name swearing. What has it to do with my Yu Zheng real name? Like, he would do things that are so shameless to this point. I'm like, okay, this person is just... Don't think of him as a normal person, like... And he and Guo Jingming are both, like, pretty much, like, confirmed long time, like repeated offender of plagiarism. And they still get around making stuff and having a say in the business, and nothing seems possible to be done. And like, even if they lose cases, they compensate money. The money is like so little to how much they earn. It's irrelevant. And then they don't get stopped. They keep doing their work, and they never apologizes, even though when they lost those cases, as a part of their penalty, they have to pay the money, compensate. They have also to issue public apologies, and neither of them did that ever. And there's nothing you can do about that. So, la. RL White, thank you for your super chat, but don't just trust my reviews. It's like, I'm just a person. So I will have stuff that, like I say, like most people wouldn't agree probably, but, and I'm not authority of anything, and I'm not objective fact, like not that at all. So if you only trust me, it's a bad idea. Okay? Don't just only trust anyone in this world. It's a really bad idea. Like, you know, your partner, your parents, people you trust, you know, whoever, your friends. Don't just only trust them. Nobody is perfect. And sooner or later, somebody's bound to mess up. And if you trust them 100%, you know, like just logically speaking, don't just trust one person, okay? Bad idea. They have not been cancelled because there really isn't something like in it's not something that it's like punishable by any kind of law. Is like, if you don't do this, you're not allowed to work in, because like the film television industry, there is not like a license of something that's like if you're a doctor, you don't have your license, you can't practice medicine again. But like for being a producer, like, is there a license? Nothing can really stop them, legally speaking. It probably is just the entire industry. If they band together, there's a committee or something, band together is like, okay, no platform supports their production, don't air them. No cinema lines air their stuff. No satellite TV station buy their stuff. If it becomes a consensus, yes, it can stop them. But so far, they're not doing that. Nobody is doing that because good 流量, bad 流量, good traffic, bad traffic are both traffic. And they know, like, all the platforms, if they keep those two people there, it's gonna bring in more views. This is just how insidious the entire thing is. So, like, don't ever say China is a communist country, because it's not. It's very capitalistic. Money, okay? Joanne Thorne, thank you for your super chat. Thank you for loving my channel. Fated air. The fated channel. I don't know. I want to see that too. Right? Zhang Ruoyun and Bai Yu. It's so funny because I think it's not this year. It's last year at an event. They met. And Zhang Ruoyun was wearing a choker, and Bai Yu walked up and played with his chokers, like, you know, like playing with a dog, and they were so close, as if like they were super good friends. And a lot of people got confused. There's like, have they ever worked together? Why are they so familiar with each other? It's not like they graduate at the same time. They're not, you know, necessarily classmates or anything. And then people realize, oh, whoa, they were in Fated General back in 2016, and the drama still hasn't aired yet. Pretty much right now, I just want that drama to come out so that there's editing footage for any other future stuff that people want to make. Because for the drama itself, like, the interest in it is already at the end of it. Like, I just want to have it for Zhang Ruoyun and the Baiyu's, like their footage, so they can be used for editing. That drama is like already how many years now? 3-4 years? Still not seeing it. Yeah, I don't talk about a certain person because it's very, very troublesome these days. I just want to keep my channel. I don't want my channel to just get blown up tomorrow for no good reason. Because you never know what people, like, how they're going to interpret what you say. And sometimes they're just so out there in terms of what they, like, it doesn't even follow logic. It's like you say something that actually means white, okay? For example. And they can totally read it as black. And like their logic is so self-fulfilling. And when you go in to read their logic, you get confused too. It's like, okay, if you interpret it that way, it totally makes sense for you. But it's 100% different from what I mean. And there's like nothing you can say to convince them otherwise. And it just goes crazy. Fandom is like insane. Do not get into Chinese drama. Chinese, like, any idol actors, any of the big names fandoms. No, okay? It's just so crazy. Have you finished everybody stand by 2? What is that? Again, I don't know. Sorry about that. Hi, thank you for... Oh, I can't pronounce your name. Gail? Okay, I'm totally gonna screw up your name. I'm so sorry. That shows up on my chat as the yellow band with a purple G. Thank you for your super chat. And you are not asking a question, so I guess I'll just thank you. And you can type out the question later. The Guardian remake? It's not a remake. I think it's like a internet film that is still like the same name, the character names, but has nothing to do with priest work, has nothing to do with the previous drama, and it looks pretty ridiculous. I'm definitely not gonna pay any attention to it. Ren Min has a lot of restrictions as an actress. Just the natural given things. They're like the character range she can play is not very... Like they've mentioned already in those acting programs, is her voice needs to get worked on, because she has a very, very girly voice. For now, it's okay. Like early 20s works okay. As she grows older, if she still sounds like that, it can really restrict the roles she can play. You know, like Lin Zhiling, for example, from Taiwan, right? Everybody knows, like, she's like the goddess. She has a really, really sweet voice. And initially everybody thought like she's just pretending to be like that. But then they realized it's not. She is naturally like that. So if as an actress, it may become problematic, right? But she's not really like, you know, she's model. But for Ren Min, because she's a professional actress, she would need to figure out a way to be able to change her voice at a certain level. Her current voice is just too young. And after a couple of years, it's not gonna really work for her. Do you eat melons? Yeah, I eat melons. I silently eat melons. I don't join the discussion. Because if you join the discussion, you get like swamped by people. Weibo is the big melon field. WeChat is not. WeChat is more like personal. You may have a group of people talking, you know, to each other, but it's not open. It's not like an open-end kind of social media yeah, it's Weibo is pretty much like Twitter. So Shining Brothers, what is that? I don't know. Sorry, there are so many English names I'm not sure about. Like sorry. I know, yeah, fan culture. It really is like there's a lot of idol culture thing that really initially started in Japan, and then had a Korean version that South Korea is so good at doing, that pretty much treats all the idols and people and like things. It's very objectifying, but you know, they have their own sort of system. And then it got imported to China. And unfortunately, China's entertainment, that wasn't like that at all, and has no sort of its own sort of ground for growing at, just got something implanted into it. And very unfortunately, China kind of took away all the bad stuff from the Japanese or the Korean idol fandom machine kind of like culture. It's really like factory produced kind of culture. And then they didn't really take away the good stuff from it. So it makes Chinese entertainment business a mess. What it is now. Pan Yuemin, yeah, there's another one. I think it's Yunnan Chonggu or something. Then probably next year. So it's gonna take place in Yunnan, and it's still the same crew. Yeah, Pan Yuemin this year's Lonely Miku. I haven't finished watching that drama because I hate spiders. And there are giant spiders in it, like giant juicy spiders. I'm like, no, and hairy ones. And it's like, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. I'm Ron Weasley at that. I'm like, no spiders, goodbye. I can't watch it. I don't care who is in it, you know. It's like, big spiders, goodbye. Can't watch it. No. So, but next year's, the next one is about bugs too. So I don't know. It depends on what type of bugs. Probably they won't be as terrible as spiders. Yeah, Korean fan culture is crazy. I know, it is. But Korean system has something which is, they really train the bloody shit of people. It's like they make all the singers, the dancers so good. Like dancing, singing is so good, really. Like fully open mic, dancing on the stage, singing perfectly, needing no backing stuff of any. For Chinese idols, like maybe only 5%. That can actually do something that's like standard for Korean fandom. And yet all the shit that exists in the Korean fandom gets fully adopted and probably even like morphed into some worse monster in Chinese fandom. It's just so awful. 了不起女孩, I just started, Dear Missy. Only started, I haven't even finished the first episode. Literally, I was watching it before I clicked open this live stream. "99分女友, I haven't watched it. If anybody watched that, offer your opinion. Nothing less than for the Japanese fandom is small. Yeah, Japanese fandom started a long time ago, right? Decades ago, it's like the first version, and then Korean is like the second iteration, and it gets to China, and it just got weird. Okay, so what else am I watching? I'm watching Forever Love. I'm watching. There's another drama I've been. Yeah. The one Burning River. I think it's worth watching. At certain times, that drama gets a little bit slow. At certain scenes, that when they're talking, like they take their time talking for this drama. Although it's a crime drama. Although they're chasing after criminals and trying to figure out who is the culprit, that type of thing, they take their time at conversation scenes, which sometimes just is too slow for me. So occasionally I feel like I'm dipping into sleep because how slow. But like, it's just not everything is like that. It's some conversational scenes in Burning River is like that. The overall quality is good. There's only one thing that's problematic, is it's really dark. I think they've graded the brightness of the drama intentionally so low so that if you turn up your iPad to the full brightness, you can watch it. But then because of the light coming from the screen itself, it starts to get really faded. Like the imagery on the screen becomes very faded. And if you don't want to have that, you have to turn all the light off in your room. It has to be absolutely dark space to watch a drama. The Burning River is so dark. Reminds you of like Game of Thrones, the last season, the second or the third episode when they had the Winterfell fight. It was like, I can't see. Like, what is going on? It's so dark. So for the Burning River, it's really dark, but other things are like, I'm happy with overall quality of it. Favorite Korean drama? I don't have a favorite one. I don't favorite stuff. I just have a couple I like. I've written a blog about that a long time ago. I think it's still on my website. I don't live stream every week. I'll die from that. Too much work. I just do it once a month. So pretty much this year, yes, once a month. I think that for me is like a good amount. 油条 果子 like at different times means different things, I think, in Chinese history. So depending on what period you're talking about, it can be, and also geologically speaking, like geographically speaking, whatever location you're in has its own version, I think. Dream Detective is actually interesting. Cool. I haven't had time to go into that one. The first episode I watched, I wasn't super into the whole, because when I go into the dream state, it's so over the top. It's like Doctor Strange. They open this portal. That's like 99% the same as Doctor Strange. And this golden light sparks and crazy stuff, and they go in and they have this like watch. I'm like, stopwatch. I'm like, and it's over the top, you know. Can you just like tune it down a bit? You're just going into a dream state. It's like overkill, hey. And it has that very strong zombie atmosphere. I don't know if you know that word, right? It's like really pretentious. Any good sci-fi in Chinese dramas? That's something that is not very no, for Dramaland, no. Film is trying to do that, but it's a long way. I mean, animation, you have Sci-Fi Spirit Cage, which is like a sci-fi-ish thing, but it's animation. We'll post my second channel, right? When I started it earlier this year, I had plans and I just had no time. So I wanted to do a video recently for the second channel, which is basically just me drawing out the monthly calendar. Also, the monthly calendars are available on my shelf in my shop. The digital one, like last year, PDF version of A4 and letter size. So initially, I wanted to do a video for my second channel and filming my drawing process, and then like I've done for other things. But when I got to the day, I was just so tired to set up the camera because it's tough, because you have to do the top-down camera and it's actually not that easy to figure it out. It takes a lot of time, and once you start filming, when you draw, you cannot stick your head into it because it's gonna end up in the shot. So you have to hold the position like that. And the drawing for those calendars took me a whole day, over 9 hours, from the lines to all the watercoloring. By the end of the day, I was like wasted. I was like, thank heavens I didn't film it. Because if I was filming, I had to like hold a position for like 9 hours. I'd be dead. So that channel is still there. I will make stuff for it. I actually have tried to make a couple of stuff. I filmed it, but I wasn't happy with the quality of it and how it's presented. So I just left it there for now. But I do want to put something on it. It just, I've tried a couple of things. It didn't work very well. But it's there, so, you know, I can go back to it anytime. Yeah, I will make a best of 2020 this week on Thursday, which is Christmas Eve. There will be a video. It's not the best drama, but it's something similar to it. And then hopefully it's my aim that at the very end of this year, I'm gonna have the best drama of 2020 video out. Because maybe that order, or not order, maybe that list will change. I don't know. Because right now there are so many dramas ongoing and new ones, right? Medical drama for Chinese dramaland. Yeah. Oops. Somebody's knocking on the door. Thank you. Thank you. Interesting, people. Today you've caught me answering a phone call. That is so and then the Amazon package. Well, let's see. Palace of Desire. I definitely should do that, right? But if I do that, I need a lot of time because I haven't watched it for years. I have to go back and watching it. I just very vaguely remember some of the scenes. It's like so old. Oh, actually, I have the book. Where is the book? Is it upstairs? I think it's upstairs. It's not here. Anyway, I have like the 2000 or 2001 version of the script that got published as a book. I still have it. It's like close to 20 years old book. That is the entire script of that drama. Unboxing time. You're not. It's a weird thing that I've bought. Since I've picked it up, probably I should do something which is called alcohol spraying. These days, my life, hey? COVID. 70% alcohol is on everything of my life. Why did you order from Amazon? It's something that someone like me definitely needs. A person who sits in front of the camera or a computer working most of the time needs something for their shoulder. So it's like a massaging thing for my shoulder. My shoulder is not happy. As most of the people who would do things like me, things I do would agree, right? It's one of those things. Zhang Gong'an, there's no news in terms of like when they just released the trailer, and also I think the writer is against this adaptation. So just so you know, the original writer of this novel. But because the copyright is sold, so it's not like there's much they can do about it. The reason being, it's led by Jing Boran and Song Weilong. And Song Weilong was the lead for Feng Qiuhuang. Is it like the Untouchable? I can't remember the English title. You know, the one with Yu Zheng and Guan Xiaotong. And that drama plagiarizes Zhang Gong'an's writer's work. And because Song Weilong is the lead of the drama, and so the writer openly said on Weibo that there's gonna be no promotion, no support from the writer about this project, and the writer is against this project. That's it. So this is about what goes on with Zhang Gong'an. Personally, I haven't read any of those novels. Also I have no idea about what is the all the things that goes on with this type of thing. You know, who plagiarized whom and whatever. Like, I have no idea. But that's like, there's one thing that's when it comes to Zhang Gong'an, the League of Noblemen, that's being debated on internet these days. Do you have interest in acting in dramas like me? I can only act mom now. That's the cruelty of Chinese drama. No. I don't have a face for camera, let's be honest. Sometimes you have to accept that's just the fact. It's fine. Because for camera, you have to have first, like, there's certain type of faces that works well on camera. And I'm just not, like, what can you do? You have to have, like, a good ratio, head-shoulder ratio. You have to have good, there's something that's very particular, which is called, you have to have very smooth muscle. So when you make faces, expressions, the skin and also the muscle on your face has to have a very nice flow. The lines have to look really clean and nice. Like if, like, you know, sometimes when you do, like, you have all kinds of, like, bumps and stuff on your face. It's because of your natural fat and muscle location. The fact is, if you have a really smooth surface of your face, and when you make faces, it doesn't have those weird things bumping out here and there. It will make you look so much better than people who have that. And those are very specific things. So some people have face that's just really good for camera, because wherever you have the light comes from their face, it looks good on their skin. And if it's not, it's just not. And also, like, the muscle, and also the fat thing is, it's impossible to change that with any sort of surgery. So for people who look good on camera, there are a couple of things, right? Like good ratio, good bone structure. Even your skin texture is not good, it's fine, because if with lighting and good makeup, it can all be done very well. But then also, like, how the muscles go on your face is so important. So important. Usually the faces that look really good on camera are the faces that whatever they do with their face looks very smooth. Like the muscles, the lines goes just good. Like if you notice that, like it's very clear like that. And for me, acting, no, it's not gonna work. Voice acting, probably. Maybe possible. Face, no, not gonna work. Be a character. If I am a character in a drama, That's an interesting question. I have to think about it. How is the Wolf? I have no idea. I haven't watched it. It's so long. It's like they chuck out 50 or so episodes, and I'm like, ah. And I think I took a look. I just think that also the lighting and the production quality is like, yeah, it's a little bit a few years ago look. Not too terrible. So this brings me to talk about like Fei. Yu Fei is like when you think about the Wolf, right? The lighting, the camera work quality. That drama happened so many, like 3 years ago. This drama was filmed, like this year they were still filming it. But like, but the quality. Luo Yunxi, yeah, he's so skinny. I think he's too skinny, but he kind of is always that skinny. They're like, there isn't a time that he's, you know, like bigger. I mean, probably back in the days when he did ballet, when he was dancing, he's got probably more muscles, I'd say, because if you're practicing, right, you definitely have more muscles back then. But in terms of like being skinny, I think he's consistently just skinny all the time. Yeah, and also for Yu Fei, I think it wasn't the best thing for Zhao Lin to actually, now looking back, right, to take that role. Not so long after she gave birth to her child. You can tell, like, there's a level of tiredness from her. She still needs time. She's not like at her peak. And also probably because of that, they did so much filter for her face, for Yu Fei. when it's like two people's shot cut back and forth from her and another person close up, the other person's skin smoothing is always less than what they've done for Zhao Liyin. And her skin is being smoothed so much. And they just made her looking super pale. And super, like, there's nothing, no detail on her face. It totally got, like, flattened out. And if you look at the scene, the shot, when her father left 48 Zhai, and she's crying, there's a shot that's, like, of her, let me see, at this angle, closer, and she's crying, the tears are coming down. You'll literally see the tear wiping, like, washing off her makeup, so that the skin under her eye and here are in two stark different colors. There's just so much they've done for the, and I was like, I don't know why she picked that project. She should give herself more time to come to get ready for the and there's so much fighting in it, right? Yeah. It's also super physically demanding. And also if you look at it, Liu Fei, when she fights, I think she did her best, but at, like, you can tell, like, at certain times the speed is not fast enough. Like when you really fight, that speed, that force, that energy, in the drama you can see it's so slowed down, and it's very, it's not hitting it, and there's no, like, physical impact of people fighting. And there's a lot of really bad wire work and also editing. Anyway, him and Wu Fei. So, yeah. I don't understand. But I guess there must be some kind of reasons behind why she picked that project. That we will never know. I don't know why they have to rush it like this. But the thing is, they've already filmed it, so the quality is in the camera, no matter how long it takes for you to do post-production. If your shot is already done like that, there's might as well just check it out sooner than later. 新宅猎人, I haven't watched it. Can you believe it? I think I watched it, no, not even the first episode. I just looked at it and I didn't continue. Maybe I will if I have time to go back to check it, because I've heard there are a few cases that are interesting. But I have to say the female lead's styling, like her hat and her hair looks so off. And the fact is, like, you know, like female detectives and policewomen of that time, it's just very idealized stuff, as opposed to the real time period, and whether it's possible for people to do. You know, there's certain things that they do. So it's a very idol styled detective drama. I know, like, there are, like, the couple of leads of that drama, they have, like, a big number of fandom, but I haven't had time to check out that one. This month is crazy. I just have so much other stuff I have to do. I just don't have time to watch it. 王一博, capitalize it. Well, Wang Yibo's popularity, yeah, but it's not gonna go away like next month. It probably is still. I'm guessing they're just trying to release it before the end of the year, because they need to get the number. Like, they would have to, the annual sort of report income, whatever, like profit stuff that they have to. So if it airs before the end of the year, the money goes, like, the contract, like all the money that's like, for example, from advertisers, from the people, they pay the first part of it, you have end payment that's still hanging in the air. It only happens when you air the drama, the money comes back, right? So for those platforms, they probably are trying to get as much money back as possible, although they're still losing money every year, you know, just make the number looking a little bit better. And also they're starting they will do the 超前点播 as well for this drama, so you pay extra money to watch, you know, future episodes earlier. They're gonna do it for the Fae as well, so that yeah, more money. I'm pretty sure it's all just because of money. That's why they're like, you know, we have to rush this out. Because it goes out in 2020, it counts into 2020's performance. That's probably, reasonably speaking, that's why. Twisted Fate of Love. Twisted Fate of Love, I watched a couple of episodes and I was laughing so much. I don't know why, because a lot of things also just does not quite make sense. And I feel like the male second is such a tool person, right? Tan Jianzi is just like, I feel bad for him. It's like, go away, don't care about this girl because like you're so tool person. And also like the fact that she's a lotus root. Like for some reason, I just want to laugh at the fact that she has this lotus flower root body. and she just needs water and she's back in full health. For some reason, you know, like it just doesn't quite fit the romantic period drama setting. Every time I think of her, I think of her as a lotus root and I start to laugh. C10, you're welcome. Saving your time. Good. Legend of Fae. I'm pretty much right now just watching for the leads. Because I think they're okay. So I can still watch their acting. But in terms of script quality, production quality, I've totally given up on that. I have to learn to pretty much screen that off in terms of how bad it looks. Like today's episode I haven't seen. I haven't watched because I woke up and I did this. But yesterday's 2 episodes, the first one, when Zhao Ling's character, Zhou Fei's cousin, right, was with the old Taoist old guy. And they're hiding away from the bad guys chasing. And the old guy taught Li Sheng on spot about how to basically navigate that weird thing and you know, like 阵法, which is very much a made up concept in 武侠小说. Anyway, when I watched that scene, my eyeballs was about to drop out. I was like, what? because the old monk, the Taoist monk, was literally telling him, and he's saying this, remember this, and you know how to go out of that. And I'm like, no, that's not that. You're literally teaching him the titles of Bagua, which is the 8 graphs of I Ching. That is like just 8 things, right, that you draw out with lines. And they each represent a different element of this universe or something. And he's literally teaching him Qian, which means heaven, is 3 strokes. Kun, which means the earth, which is 3 broken strokes. And for, if you know I Ching, the Bagua, the 8 graphs, are all made up with broken or 1 straight line, and 3 lines makes up a graph. So mathematically, you have 8 ways of combining that, and that's the base of Bagua. And so basically, the old guy is telling him, for Qian, that represents heaven, it's 3 strokes. For Kun, it's 3 broken strokes. For fire, which is Li, is 1. The top is 1 stroke, middle is broken, and the bottom is 1 stroke. So that is fire. And water is the reverse. The middle is 1 stroke, and the top and the bottom are broken. So he literally recited what each graph looks like. And then after saying that, he's like, now, think for yourself to figure out how to get out of this thing. I'm like, it's like teaching somebody all the road signs. Like, this means stop, that means yield, this means whatever, there's road work ahead. Now I've taught you all the signs. Go drive. You should be able to figure out driving now. Who wrote that script? Yeah, This is Legend of Fate, right? It was like, did the night scriptwriters just basically Googled or Baidu'd in China what 八卦 means, and then just throw random stuff on there, supposedly pretending to be like, we're really cool and we're teaching the other person how to do the 阵法, how to do the kind of like the maze thing. But he's literally just reciting it. And so, Legend of Fate. I've given up hope on everything else apart from just watching those two leads and their characters. That's it. Everything else is like, does not matter anymore. Probably is gonna be bad anyway. Zhang Yunlong. Zhang Yunlong. Zhang Yunlong is so unfortunate, isn't he? Gao Yiguang as well. It's like, 一夜打回解放前. This is what we say. Like, it's like so much work up to this point, and then one night, just bring you back into like, I don't know, Stone Age. Drawing Sword 3. I feel really bad for them. Really, really bad. Yeah, I've ranted a lot about Yo Fei. I guess I shouldn't have even expected to be like super good in the beginning, because last year when Zhao sent out that Weibo about, you know, like the two different burgers, we should have known, right? Source knows, right? Yeah, I think that one is gonna be good. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. Watch To Love. I watched a bit and I gave up because I don't like the way it's told. The two-person different perspective telling the same part of the plot. I think for film, it may make sense. But for a drama that's like 40 episodes, you keep doing that. It just gets people really frustrated. Because you basically repeat a part of the plot constantly. It's from one person's perspective, and then there's from another person, and it links together at the end. If it's a film, it may work, right? Because it's only 2 hours. For drama, it keeps going back and forth between that. Everything happens from different people's perspectives. So you get repeated all the time, to the point where I'm like, yeah, it's just, I don't want to keep watching that. Also, Lin Gengxin's accent is too much. It's his real voice in To Love, but his Dongbei accent is over the top strong. Pretty much every sentence he says is not standard Mandarin. It's so him that it takes me out of the character. Oh, thank you for another super chat from Ashwini. Oh, and what is that? I'm guessing it might be the icon of rubies? Thank you! And it's a cute fox. So if anyone is watching To Love, you know, I don't know if you have the same feeling with the repeated angle, like different perspective of people talking about stuff, and if you don't understand Chinese, you're fine in terms of the accent, but Lin Gengxin's accent is so bad, like so strong. His Dongbei accent is like oozing out of his lines. It's too much, and it doesn't fit anyone else in the drama. So it got weird. I haven't watched The Psych Hunter, so sorry for splashing roses. If you wonder what my opinion is. I've only watched it a little bit, and the only opinion I've formed during that very short time is the female lead's hairstyle and hat looks ridiculous. Everything else, I haven't seen it, so. Thank you. Ashwini, thank you. Isn't this like the Korean version of doing the heart thing? I think it's like that, right? Somehow this means heart. Why? Because in China, like locally speaking, now like people know this means heart, but before it means money. Like when you do this, it's like give me money. when you rub your fingers like that, it's money, money, money. 前梦追凶, I may go back to check it. I haven't really watched it. The atmosphere is weird. It's like the male lead is so, I have this magic that opens up Doctor Strange's door to the dreamland. Zhang Huiwen, Legend of Fei. She's okay. Like, I don't have big problems with the main actors or actresses of Legend of Fei. I think they're all okay. Like, nobody jumps out as like, oh wow, so good. But I think it's not their fault. Like, with that script, with that production quality, how much can you possibly expect that the actors can do? Because a lot of the scenes, when they're edited together, do not really make sense in terms of how the sequences work. Like, also yesterday's episode, they're having this fight, and then they let Chu Chu go first to go to the storage house for the grains and stuff. So she got out, and the two leads went after her to chase after her to go to that same place too. So, and there's fight going on in the hotel, like the ancient hotel lobby. And when you're under that stress, right? Like go ahead and do what you're supposed to do. And the two leads stopped when they got out and start to have this romantic interaction that both of them are standing still and just have their fun. And once they've had their fun, then they keep on running. I'm like, if they have to do that romantic interaction, make them do it while they're running, right? On their way to that storage house, because Chu Chu has gone there and they have to make sure she's safe and all that stuff, right? Just make them run at the same time, you know, doing those banterings, whatever. No, they stood still, like talk to each other. Like, and then they go ahead. So if you think through that kind of scene, it makes the characters look stupid. Is that the responsibility for the actors, or is that the responsibility for the directors and scriptwriter? Because it's absolutely stupid, that scene. It's just stupid. I know, like, the sugar is sweet, right? I enjoy that, but it does not make logical sense when it takes place in that way at that point. So for this type of drama, it's just basically impossible for actors to do great works because it does not make sense in so many places. But like, within each scene, okay, they do an okay job. But when you put it together, it's like, so I cannot really form that mental image of their characters, and like it's just broken into pieces. And there's so many things that do not make sense. So like, how can you even like, you cannot even judge is like, is the actors good or bad, or it's just like the whole thing is like, Yeah, if you watch yesterday's episode, you probably agree with me, because there are so many things that just do not make sense. Also, like the wire thing in the river, like that super terrible, like Resident Evil cutting you into pieces laser ancient version of laser thing was just so badly portrayed in this drama. Wow, we're already like 1 hour and a half, so I will go away in half an hour and leave everybody to their life. Says so much. Zhu Yilong, isn't he gonna do the next drama that's gonna come out? Probably is the Panija, right? The Rebel for Zhu Yilong. Bai Yu's next drama probably is the 乔家的儿女, the Bond. I think that would be it. But probably both into next year for sure. Supernatural power. My supernatural power... it sounds so familiar. Oh. I've watched like 1 episode or 2 and I didn't continue. In my memory of it, I really hated the color scheme. They've color graded every red into orange. Everybody looks like They've eaten too much carrots. It looks so bad. I don't know why they have to orange everyone. My superpower. Aesthetics gets really weird in Dramaland. It's probably always like, safely speaking, right, Christina? Safely speaking, script has to come first. A good script. And then director and actors working together. Usually if a director is not too bad and actors are really good, it could work. If the director is really, really bad and actors are really, really good, it may still work. And if a director is really, really good and actors are okay, it could also work very well. but script-wise, it really need to be there. Because a lot of dramas do not even know what they're trying to do. My heater is on, so you may hear noises. If you're not even sure as a storyteller, as a director, what is your theme? What is the big idea behind your whole story? No matter how long the episodes, whatever it looks like, romantic, whatever, there has to be one big idea. I always think that's important. And for Yofei, I mean, original novel, you can get that, but like so far for the drama version, you have no idea what is its soul, its core. So that's definitely on the scriptwriter and on the director. Opening spoils some scenes in the drama. Because a lot of dramas are based on books, and books people already know what happens, so they're not worried about spoiling it. It's like, if you want, go and read the novel, everything is there. So spoilers in Chinese Dramaland has become irrelevant, pretty much. And if it's original script, now nobody knows what's going to be the ending. Yeah, you can bet they will not let you know the ending before that. But for a lot of dramas, because they're based on books that everybody knows. So there's like no need to hide away from spoilers anymore. Qing Dynasty, I haven't covered it, but I've said I've given it up. I can't bear watching it. And I know I gave up really early on, around episode 12 or 13. A lot of people gave up later, but they still gave up. It's very sad, because earlier on I thought this is gonna be the best period drama of 2020. Hey, huh? No. No. It is not. No. The overall script writing quality decline of Chinese Dramaland is very sad, but it's very true. Qing is no different. Like when Zhang Luyi played the 13-year-old lying in the ring, right? When the ring just falls on him and he's crying because he's not sure who his father, like who is his real father, and he's like having a mental breakdown or a child's tantrum. I'm like, who imagined this moment for the script? Are you kidding me? He would literally run to Lu Bui and saying, "Are you my father? If you are, take me away. I'd be happy roaming the world with you. Who would I be if I don't even recognize my biological father?" And I'm like, you're talking about the first emperor of China, who ascended the throne when he was 13. Huh? I don't know. And later, there's so much like unnecessary, I think, romantic stuff I've heard. I haven't watched from people about Yin Zheng's mother and Lao Ai and all that. It's also is like the drama is 78 episodes, but I think by episode 50 or 60, he still hasn't unified China yet. So for Qing Empire, I've given up. I have a friend who is like a big fan of the entire Qing series for dramas. So she's sticking with it, and she's telling me every day about what she's watched and what she thinks of it. And she's only watching it because she's watched the first 3. So there is that 沉没成本. The silent investment, the investment she's already put into this entire thing for too many years. So she's like, I still have to stick through it. But she reports to me every day about how angry and frustrated she is. In those venues, first there's like all the ladies, they're dressing, so for Jana, like they're dressing like the gowns that are like so thin, right? Like all their backs and shoulders are exposed. So for that part, they're all shaking, but there's nothing you can do. Once they get into the whatever venue they have, it's huge space. If you look at it, like how big the stage and the seats around it, it's a huge space. So I'm guessing, like, no matter how hard they try to warm that place up, it's just not gonna be very warm, whatever you do. So you have to have your winter coats on. It's like going to a stadium or something, like watching stuff. You know, there's only not much you can do. And I was joking on Bilibili, in one of my kind of community posts over there, was like, maybe one year one of those events should just do a special version, which is on the it's the requirement of the ceremony or the whatever that holds this thing, is like everybody has to dress like a normal person in winter. Like if you need to be in layers, just be in layers. And you can even go crazy with winter clothing, like super crazy, whatever. And I don't know, you can even do that with a charity stuff. Is like, we do this, we give up those super pretty dresses so that, you know, like it's a kind of charity, and then you can send money or send clothing to remote places for children, whatever. Just do 1 year. Why do you have to, like, it's so weird. It's like at the end of the year, it's like 0 degree, freezing cold, and all the people have to dress like that. Just give it up for 1 year or 2. See what happens. Probably will be even more fun, you know, like, it looks so terrible, like how little they have, and everybody's like shaking. So many dramas, you see people, yeah. What if they're filmed in winter? You'll see their breath. Often it's like not their choice in terms of when they can film it. Once the schedule, you know, like gets figured out. Winter playing summer, summer playing winter is the most common thing. If you can make a drama that actually follows the actual time in your drama and also the real season, you have to consider yourself being super lucky, because 99% doesn't happen like that. So you have to dress in furs in in summer, and like dress in single layers in winter. It's just one of those things kind of comes with this profession. I know, right? Jimen, this is Drumland. Chinese Drumland, particularly. I think other places probably have it better. Chinese Drumland, love, love, love. It's a love, love, love. Everything is about love. It's as if there's only something that, like, about romantic stories is like, it's like only those things are worth talking about, which is so not true. So not true. Honestly, for most of the people, like, in this world, the stuff that makes up the largest percentage of their life, of their time, probably is not their romantic relationship. Probably fighting against the clients and your boss takes the most amount of energy and your time. Let's be honest. Or like writing the essays and pleasing your professors or whatever. Getting the tenure as a prof. That probably is a thing that takes most of your time and energy. Or even computer gaming, like when you think about that. As compared to like romantic relationship. It's so overrated. Little or no romance. That's so hard. So all those like super probably like genre, like I'd say like detective work stuff, or like police drama that really just focuses on cases, that type of thing. Yeah, everything else is pretty overrun with romantic stuff. I'd be surprised if like one of those leading actors, like in Chinese dramaland, would lead a drama that has hardly any romantic element in it. That would be cool. Yeah, Winter Begonia is lucky. that they films winter in winter. Love story of court enemies. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Blooms. Blooms is so funny. It's like that entire country is made up with stupid people. From the emperor to the prince to the generals to everyone. Everyone is so stupid. Because if you want to like plot anything, right, like taking political power of throne or any, if you are with that level of intelligence, like you die already like a million times before the story started. But everybody in Rui Pavilion is just, it does not make sense, the things people do. Ancient detective, yes, I follow. And I follow very closely. I follow the writer's Weibo, and every time he posts, I would reply. I would, in the comment section, I would say, I'm waiting for the second season. And pretty much everybody who follows him would remind him of the second season every time he posts. So it has become a joke, I think, among the people who follows the writer of Ancient Detective. It's like every time he posts something, everybody asks, where is the second season? So I am chasing him. Oh my Emperor General. That there aren't that many, right, in terms of like the titles. Oh my General Emperor compared to Love. Some realistic on working place hardship is against some regulations, perhaps. I don't know, like, Drawland has been like this forever. I mean, I've worked on cruise that just didn't pay me for 4 months. Got to love that. And there's hardly anywhere you can go to complain about it. I don't know if it's still like this today. I don't think it's significantly better than before. Romanticism perspective. Do you mean like the English romanticism? You have to be specific. Because that romanticism is not romantic. Over and over again of the same actress, because that actress is already established and she's sure to bring in viewers. If you invest on a new face, you run a risk, right, of not getting enough like return of investment. So usually for new star, like young people who just got into this business, they would be acting in smaller projects, like not huge budget or not like huge length and not big IP. Smaller ones just to test the water, and that's only what they've got offered, and then they do it. And if one of them, got bigger and got catch attention, then the next project they do probably will get bigger. It has to have like that process, usually speaking. Scumbag saving villain. I should. I've been told many times. It's really fun. Like, I love the setup. I just haven't had time. I know about it. Yeah. I think it's fun. And it's within my reach. I just never bother to click it open. There are so many things I should have watched. And sometimes because I watch so many dramas, at times I just don't want to watch anything. Like even if I have time, I'll just sit there and just be like 放空. My head will just go empty and I don't even want to click open it because my iPad is like, it's so noisy all the time running stuff. 人渣反派, yeah, 人渣反派, I've heard it's fun. 横店 World Studio. I haven't been. I always wanted to, but I never got around. I should, because I probably will recognize every building, every lane, every street, every shot, like angle of everything. I say, okay, that's from that drama, that's from that drama, that's from that. Like, I'm 100% confident that I'll be able to tell all the things in Hengdian. Bilibili's going offline? No. Going offline doing what? I mean, it's partially controlled by Tencent, because Tencent has its, I think, a percentage of its stock, but I can't remember what's the number. It's like not the decisively the bigger one portion, but it has some money. Tencent's money, huh? Watching from work. Well, hope your Moonbeam, hope your boss does not catch you. Or maybe because you're not with any people, right, physically, because this is 2020, end of the year. Everybody is like on their own. We can't even have Christmas, right? Can't even get together for family dinner or anything for most of the people on this planet. Love script. I'll leave this. Do you prefer American British TV show? I don't have preference. It depends on if the show is good. I really haven't watched much recently this year, just because so many Chinese dramas. It's like twice as many as last year, so I have no time. It's like, I feel really sad. Because there are a couple of dramas I love to watch because I've heard about them. Like all the high profile, really successful ones, I know what they are this year. And I've seen so many like posts about them on the internet. I'm just like, I want to check that one out. And the next moment, I am watching another Chinese drama because another one has just aired. What? Main lead actor, actress, millions of dollars to pay the role. Yes. It's true, a lot of money, so much. They've had these restrictions now, which is per drama, it cannot go over a number, and as compared to the entire drama's budget, all the payment for actors cannot go over a percentage, and within that money, a percentage of it cannot go over in terms of given to the main actor. So, for example, you can only give less than 40% of your entire budget to paying actors. And within that number, there's only 70% that can be located to the main leads. I think something like that, rough regulation. So that is currently like what's going on, but there's nothing stopping them to sign what we call yin-yang contract. Unless it gets reported, I guess. Which is like two copies of different contracts. So one is the actual money and one is the on the surface money. There might be maneuvering sort of space in terms of like the regulation says this, but then, you know, like whatever. So the regulation is trying to keep that. And it's better now, like recent year, like this year, last year is better than before. For like when it got ridiculous, I think Zhou Xun got paid over 100 million RMB for her Ru Yi, it's Royal Love in the Palace, Ru Yi Zhuan. And usually for like Sun Li or somebody, she also gets like 70-80 million for a drama, which is insane. These days the number gets like pushed down far more than before, but still it's at a range that's ridiculous in terms of how much they get paid. It's pretty much like if you're a lead of a big drama, for one drama the payment is enough for a wage earner to live like a couple of lifetimes, something like that. Obviously the money doesn't fully go to them. Like if they get paid that much money, right, a cut of that goes to the agency and maybe other people, so they don't get the full amount. But it's still a lot. It's like so much more than a normal working job or something. Double pay system probably is going on at some degree. I don't think it will be stamped out 100%. But like unless one of them comes out, gets reported, gets exposed, and we see it, you know, you don't know what's going on behind it. They get paid so much. I know, it's ridiculous. So when the payment of the actors are so high, everything else gets... So all the production people, the lighting people, the camera work people, the costume people, the makeup people, they get, like, their pay does not go up for years. I mean, even like American actors, I think in proportional speaking, probably don't get paid that ridiculously, because we're talking about different currencies, exchange rate, and what type of project it is. But in China, it's a little bit too, which is why for a period of time, a lot of Korean actors went to China to film dramas. Some of the really famous ones, but then because they ran into the two countries having the row over the missile system, and all the Korean dramas Korean actors got kind of banned in China, and it's still not 100% lifted today. So all those dramas are like canned; they cannot be aired, and it's like years old, right? There's one that involves Li Zhongshuo, another one involves Piao Mingyi. I can't remember. Like there are a couple of dramas that's been made quite a long time ago, still haven't aired because of that. But the actors from Korea, right? They come to China to film dramas because they get paid so much more than what they get paid in Korea. Yeah, Chinese drama industry is insane. It's insane. I agree. It does not make sense. I know, Korean actors get paid so little. It's like just... the numbers are just ridiculous in comparison. If I direct a drama, it depends on what the drama is. You know, like I have people I like, but then it depends on if they fit the roles. If you find the suitable actors and actresses for your roles, it saves so much energy. Instead of finding somebody who does not quite suit, and you kind of try to force them to become the character, it's just like extra work that may not actually produce good result. Unfortunately for acting, it is like that. It's nobody can suit all the characters. Everyone has a range. Someone is just a better fit than others. Well, if they can pay them that much, right, they can make money. Because there was a time for the last couple of years. Now it's not so crazy. Previously, dramas get sold with the copyright money at a level that's just insane. You wouldn't even believe how expensive per episode can be sold at. I think that also the record-breaking one is either Ru Yi Zhuan or some of the other dramas, that's period drama, really long form. And I think that the record of per episode copyright was like over 10 million per episode. So if you have a 70 episode drama, do the math. Obviously, if you can sell for that much money, you can pay the actors that much crazy money. But that was back in between the 2015 to 17 or 18. So pretty much from 2015 up to 18 was the worst time when things like that happened. Now it's much more and it's only the top people that got paid so much, and all the middle section, the lower bottom ones, are just not doing well at all. Also, the platforms, the iQIYI, Tencent, Youku, they're all starting to do this 分约, which is like dividing of the contract thing. It's insane. So they're taking a cut of the actor's payment these days. So you have to kind of sign a contract with the platforms. So you sign to an agency, right, who takes care of your management, and when you get paid, they take a cut. It used to be like that. But now if you want to have your drama aired on a particular platform, the platform will sign a contract with the actors, which says when you get paid, if you want, like when you act in the drama, when you get paid, if you want your drama to end up on my platform, you have to pay me a cut. So basically it's a cut that comes from, so the actor gets like exploited from the platform and also from an agency at the same time. And this is just insane, but so many platforms are doing that right now. It's like the actors get a percentage of their money that they have to give to the platform if they want their dramas to air on the platforms. If they don't do that, if their agency does not agree, their dramas do not go on the platforms. This is like crazy monopoly, right? Can you believe it? And it's happening. And it impacts the lower or the middle range actors. If you're like the top people, you have bargaining chip. It's like, I bring traffic to if my drama goes on your platform, you're gonna get views. So you better, treat me well. But if you're in the middle and lower, you have no, you just have no choice. How bad is that? It got to, it will blow up at some point when this type of exploitation happens. It's pretty much like, it really is not a socialist country's thing to do, It's like a really dark exploitation that took place after the Industrial Revolution age on this planet, that people fought so hard to get their 8 hours working day, to die for it, against the exploitation of the capitalists. And now the platforms are the big monopolies in China, and for all the actors, it's terrible. At some point it will break, okay? At some point it will get I'm pretty sure it will, but right now it's still going on. It's sad. So for all the little actors, the actors who do not have big fames, well, so I usually don't want to blame on the actors too much, unless they're at places that they really don't deserve. They get resources they shouldn't got, and they don't treat their work with respect. Usually I just don't want to quite, because most of the time it's not their fault when things are like crappy. Okay, so we are already 2 hours into the stream. It's a long stream. 5 more minutes and I'm going. And I think you should go back to your work or study or fun or sleep. Yes. Mr. Nameless agrees because he started to sing too. Sable. Oh yeah. It's like nothing new, right? This happened. But it's really wrong. With the legends of this, legends of that. Legends. Like for some weird reason, right? For Zhao Liyin, her dramas are all like legends of somebody. Big female lead, hey, legends of like Princess Agent in Chinese is Legend of Chu Qiao. Lu Zhen, Legend of Lu Zhen. You Fei, Legend of Fei. She's like the legend queen, legend queen of Chinese drama land. Most of the dramas she is in as the lead is Legend of something. And even like for 知否知否, which Chinese name is a line of the poetry, but English name is Story of Minglan. So you can also call that a Legend of Minglan, right? Because it's pretty much the same meaning. So there's some weird thing with Zhao Liyin is every drama she does, the English title is The Story or the Legend of somebody. If you missed the live chat, well, I'll have it up later, so it's still there. Wu Lei and Tencent. I don't know the exact thing. So something happened between Wu Lei and Tencent a couple of months ago, but I think it's solved. It's like sorted out now, because he got like kind of taken off from all the posters of Crossfire. It's like Tencent doesn't even wanna accept the fact that he exists. I think it probably is his team, and Tencent had some disagreement about some project or some contract issues stuff. But I don't think it's gonna cause a long-term problem for him, because Wu Lei is popular enough that you know, it's like, this is like the bargaining game, right? Because I have values, you have values, so let's play it out to see how it works. I don't think it's a problem now, but it was a little bit. Probably it's something similar to what I've talked about. I have no idea if it's about a particular project, about the contract that I don't agree, signing up him as something, or is it about that thing, you know, pay cut thing. I have no idea, but it's something like that, probably. I don't know. Voice dubbing is complicated. It may be for a million different reasons. I've said in the video. You can go back and check it, but it still doesn't cover everything. It could be something that you never know why. In terms of having themselves dubbing themselves, ideally always recorded on set with good recording equipment and good sound environment. For films, mostly they're done like that, and it's doable. It's doable for films. Like 99% of films are done like that. And so like it's possible to control noises and stuff, and if it doesn't, then later you dub it in, but it usually means more money, so some productions just do not want to. It could be, yeah, there's so many reasons for not dubbing themselves. Okay, another Qing live stream? Not sure. I have to figure out a way to set it up, just because right now my room is set up differently, and in terms of how I can actually film it, and I probably need to stay in this room because it has strongest signal. If I live stream in a different room, it may just be bad because it's Wi-Fi. And then but if I'm here, I need to figure out how I put things in this room because there's a little space left. And I got a new table, actually a desk for Qing, but I'm gonna go and pick up actually today. Hopefully it's there. Hopefully it works, because I've been playing it on a IKEA desk that is not made for playing it. It's not ideal, so I'll see. I mean, I was even thinking about whether I should make a class on my website about Qing, but then I am not an expert in it. Like, I'm so far away from being able to play it properly. It needs a, like, I always feel like if you teach somebody, right, you have to be at a certain professional level to be able to teach it well. But I'm not at that level. The only thing I can probably do better is most of the really good players that I know, so I can speak better English. So to international audience, it may like work better, but I don't know how that's gonna work. Maybe I still have to wait for a few years before I can get better at it. It's something. How is your fridge? My fridge is good. He's singing right now. Yeah. The thing is, like, it would be very funny. It's like, I can tell you, like, theoretically what's the perfect way of playing it, but personally, I can do it. Either. Like, how do you teach that? It's like, okay, my technique at this still needs practicing, because I can't hit it every time, and I miss it, and then it's hard. But the proper way of doing it, somebody can. Like, how do I make a class like that, right? It's weird. And the funny thing is, I know people who are very good, but they're not here. So I cannot film them. I don't know. Maybe there is a way to figure it out, but probably not very soon happening. Hengdian Studio. If I ever go there, I will. So if I travel back to China, and then I would want to go and film that stuff there. But we'll see what 2021 brings. It's impossible to get back to China right now. You have to provide, before you board the plane, within 48 hours, 2 negative tests for your antibody, and for the COVID test, like you have to have those 2 that got done within 48 hours of getting on the plane. That's in China, flying to China. So basically, because where I am, there's no direct flight back to China, I have to go to a city in Canada somewhere that has a flight back in China. And I have to get the test done there within 48 hours of me boarding a plane. Good luck! Not gonna happen! So, right now I'm stuck here. I don't know if 2021 is gonna be better. What do you do when you're not watching drama? Like every other human. I do not have special things doing. Like I don't have a secret meditation room that I go in and I fly to a different space. No. Awkward and pretty, yeah. And it's shaking and cold. Okay, so I should, yeah, I know it evolved. The England version. That's like so-called 70% more contagious. Good luck, hey? Yeah, 2021. We'll see if 2021, yeah, if I can go back to China, I would like to. My parents sent me photos of them having hot pot to make me jealous of them. Because I can't even go to a restaurant. And I haven't done that for a year. I love my life. Okay, so I should end the stream here. Thank you for taking part in this. Happy holidays. Have a good end of the year. And yeah. Have fun watching dramas. 我就是演员. I said if I watch it, I would not mention it. So, okay. Take care, and I will have videos out before the end of the year about the best dramas and stuff, you know. So Thursday there's a video, and then next week as well. Take care.